Hi, Edith. Just popping on. I'm gonna wait about 5-6 minutes. Hi, Liz. Can you guys hear me okay? Hello, Tina.
Yes.
Well, we don't have that. Why do you want to mute it?
Because I don't want them, I mean us. They don't need to hear us.
Thanks, Tina. I was gonna put some music on. I don't know if I put Pandora on if while we wait, get some music on. Skip Pandora. Oh, I got Krishna Das. I don't know if you guys are into Krishna Das. I'll play him though. And I don't know if you can even hear it, but have a little background music. See who else hops on. I'm super excited to teach this. Haven't taught it for a long time. I need more peppy music than that. Can you guys
hear us?
Tina, I can hear you. You just unmuted yourself.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself again. Thank you. Yep.
No problem. Okay, Liz, can you go into admin and make yourself a co-host so you can unmute and everything? Or how do I do that if I go in? Let's see. Let me see here.
If you have to do it. So where you see my name and you click on the 3 dots, I think it should say make a co-host.
Okay.
At least that's what I think it is.
Okay, there's co-host. I see co-host and it says show. And I have a number there. How do I connect you to it, Liz?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe if you, no. I was thinking if you click down at the bottom where it shows participants, so the top has everybody's names, and the bottom has participants, and chat and record and share and all that stuff.
Oh,
maybe
actually,
there.
right in there. Okay, yep. I'm in the Zoom, but let me get into here. Participants, Liz, there's more. Make a co-host. Oh, that was simple. I love it. This is why I have Liz on the call. Just so there's gonna be a hiccup or something, I can like have Liz help me through it. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna mute myself back up now.
Oh, I see Rosemary's on. Oh, Rosemary, I haven't talked to you forever. Hello, hello. I got someone an iPhone on. Yay. Got a couple more minutes. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So there is a chat room. If you click your mouse down below, you'll be able to mute your and edit your video because most of you are not showing your faces, so that's fine. But there's a chat there. So feel free to when I ask if this is making sense to you, I would love it if you would say yes, so that I know I'm making sense and you're understanding, or if you have questions. And then Liz will go in and kind of flag me down and let me know if there's questions there. But there's that chat. Feel free to use that. And that will be exciting to get feedback, because I feel like I'm all by myself, and I know I'm not, but I like a little interaction when I teach these online classes. It just kind of keeps the energy up and helps me make sure that you guys get what I'm saying. That makes sense. Cool. All right, I think I'm gonna go shut my door because I forgot to. I'm hearing people. All right, and I got 7 o'clock, so right on the button. I bet there'll be other people coming. So welcome everybody. I am so excited to have you here to share about burnout, improving it, and connecting with you, and hopefully giving you like an aha. So I'm gonna share my PowerPoint here because I'll just babble on and on. I need something to help me keep on task. Yay, okay. And then I need to go to slideshow. Yay, from beginning, here we are. Okay. Welcome to the revolutionary burnout and emotional exhaustion without quitting your job, isolating yourself from family and friends, and staying stuck in the fear of the unknown. So let me ask you guys, this, which one is that's having you, that connected with you? Is it about the emotional exhaustion? Was it, you know, you're not wanting to quit your job, you don't know how to get through that? Or you're feeling stuck and you know you need a change, but you have that fear of the unknown, or something different? Or you just want to take your happiness back in your own hands? If you wouldn't mind chatting, if something in the chat box, what is connecting with you there? So while you do that, hi, I'm Amy Lundberg. I own Amy Lundberg Fitness for the Soul, which specializes in energy medicine, yoga, holistic health, and really unique, powerful personal transformation that I'm going to go through with you today. And really my focus is working with hardworking, amazing women that are go-getters, that are successful in their own right, if it's being from a stay-at-home mom to managing house to running a corporate to working in the Pentagon. I mean, there is a lot of different, to running your own business. But we all in this day and age, we all experience burnout. So, and my main focus is, what people usually say to me is that I'm pretty good at cutting through the BS and getting right to the heart of the matter, which is more of the unconscious stuff that you are running, that you're not seeing. And we get to that, and then that's kind of when things start popping and changing, and then we do a variety of other things. So this is not intended to replace any relationship with a qualified healthcare professional, or any intended to medical advice if you're going with depression and anxiety and adrenal fatigue and autoimmune and all the physical health issues that might have manifested from just years and years of burnout or other things. So I'm just sharing my knowledge, my expertise, my education, and then just sharing what my mentors have shared with me. So if you wouldn't mind turning off your cell phone, except for those people that are on their phone listening in, you may want to grab some paper and pen to write some things down. You're more than welcome to, and you're more than welcome to ask questions. I just asked Liz if there is a question in the chat that you let me know. All right, let's get started. I want everyone to take a beautiful deep breath in and exhale it out. And just notice where that breath wants to land. I want you, if we can, ground our feet down into the earth, kind of shake it out, relax, and get excited, because sit back and enjoy. So I'm hoping to kind of share some things that are going to be really eye-opening, hopefully. But for those that are staying on throughout the call, I do have an opportunity to support you further, to even just if you have questions on this stuff and just need a phone call and want clarification specific to you, if you stay on the call, there's an opportunity for that. So how many of you feel like this inside? You keep striving and accomplishing, succeeding, but you're feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, unappreciated, or unfulfilled? You're emotionally drained, burnt out. You've lost a piece of you. You may have lost a piece of joy within you, and you don't know how to get her back. Anyone relate? Anyone raising their hands up? If you do, chat. You unconsciously shut down as you way to guard your heart. And you're feeling deep down that never seems like delight and keeps you on the hamster wheel of corporate life to avoid your inner truth and the unknown. And this lower vibrational frequency will manifest in your body and keep you feeling stuck. So I'm going to talk more about lower vibrational frequencies because that is true. There's a truth to that. My thing's covering up, so I'm not sure. Here we go. Your heart is trying to get your attention. So how many are just in your head thinking all the time? And how many have that quiet voice or a gut feeling or in your heart? It's just a soft whisper and it's trying to get your attention to get unstuck and heal and liberate yourself to peace and happiness. Does anyone kind of know what I'm talking about there? Anybody kind of have that little quiet voice, but kind of like, oh, don't have time, I need more money, I got to keep my job, whatever those voices are that shoves it down. Relate? So you feel like you can't find a way out or know what to do. So the reality is what I call this is the gray zone, and the soul within you is being pushed further and further away. That's that inner knowing, that deep authentic self within yourself that you're ignoring, and you're just unconsciously just choosing to stay on the hamster wheel of corporate America or career, or whatever you're at. So, but you're not ill, but you're just kind of you're not totally 100% healthy either. You don't have that vibrancy. You don't have that excitement. You're lacking that vitality, that zest. Does that make sense? So here are some of the symptoms of burnout, and they have all 4 categories. Physically, you might notice a change in sleeping patterns. Physical aches and pains, exhausted, anxiety is starting to creep up maybe, headaches, and gastrointestinal problems. You avoid people, mentally you avoid people, places, or tasks, and you really conserve your energy. You kind of stay home on the weekends just because you may be kind of conserving that energy so that you can get through the work week, or it's just mentally overwhelming. You just can't handle another thing and you need to just decompress every weekend. There's a sense of urgency. You're being at war with time, and you're being really at a war with yourself. Difficulties, problem solving, thoughts of running away, feeling like you're stuck, and I get a lot of women that feel trapped. Emotionally, loss of control, fear, anxiety, frustration, a lot of frustration. They're coming to me and just saying, I'm feeling so frustrated. I tried this, and it's just not giving me the peace of mind or the happiness or whatever it is that you're looking for. Powerlessness to change and critical of self and others. But spiritually, you're alienated from your soul. You're feeling this quiet, unfulfilled, isolated emptiness within. There's a sense of loneliness. I felt that. I have 4 kids. I was in that house. I have a loving husband. I'm like, why am I feeling so lonely when I have this many children, this loving family that I can? And it wasn't about being with people. It was the spiritual disconnection I had within myself. Lack of purpose, lack of trust. And what's my last one there? I want to know it. Anyway. So tell me, what has been your experience up to now? Can you relate to this? You guys want to go in the chat room and let me know? Anybody saying anything? Liz? Oops. All right. Let me know if anyone does, because I'd like to know that what you guys are experiencing. From the outside looking in, life is good. So your job, your family, you have money, you have support, other than feeling unmotivated, not happy, stuck, spiritually depleted, and blah. But how many of you, like many of my clients, hundreds of women I work with, say, I'm fine. And you just kind of shove those feelings down. That was me. I was being a real present mom, raising a wonderful family, 4 children, married to a husband that adored me, created a business that I loved, and I had freedom to make my own schedule. But I was going through the motions of life. Deep down underneath it all, I was feeling empty, shameful, unworthy, not good enough. But the bottom line here, ladies, is I didn't realize that at first. I didn't know what shame felt like. I didn't know that it was a sense of unworthiness. All I felt was frustrated, lonely, unhappy, and I'm like, why? I just kept trying. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that it was my soul literally slowly, silently drowning and drifting away. I just kept sweeping everything under the rug, thinking it'll just get better, and I'll just keep pushing forward. I'll just keep moving. I'll keep trying new things. I'll keep trying to do this and do that. And so it was affecting my relationships, my finances, family, career. Definitely was affecting my career, my emotions, mentally and physically. So I was missing something, and it wasn't something out there. I had no clue, but I felt like guided to look outside my box because I've tried everything. So can you relate to that? The good news is you're in the right place to look outside your box, to connect to what fuels your soul. The shift from the depleting energy to the soul energy that restores you and connects with you. That is where you take your happiness back, your sense of worthiness back, your confidence, joy, and enthusiasm. It arises when you have that connection with you. So my hope is you not only mentally get it, because I know you're here, you might be taking notes, you might just be fully invested in here, and I hope you are listening and really getting some of this, because I want you to get it beyond just mentally getting it. I want you to get it into a glimpse of it into the very cells of your being. And so what you'll discover is the biggest blind spot that is sabotaging your peace, your health, your energy. It's your energy drainer, and it keeps you burnt out. Your main defense that drains your vitality, that zest for life, that openness, that excitement, and creates invisible resistance and keeps you on an unfulfilled hamster wheel. So how to bridge the gap between your body, mind, and soul to release the inner energetic baggage to make an impactful shift. When you do this, life gets a whole lot easier and more fun. But it's this inner energetic baggage that no one talks about. No one really knows what that is, and that's kind of the new era that we're moving into. So my big promise to you is a step-by-step plan to lead you to wake up and connect the dots you never saw, which will give you the courage that's inside you to fearlessly step into that truth that you never saw, that fearlessness within you, so that you can feel soul-centered, which will create that joy, that happiness, that sense of fulfillment, that enthusiasm, that peace, and that ease. Am I making sense? Can someone unmute and let me know if this is connecting with you? Anybody? Anybody want to share? It's okay. I won't bite.
Amy, from the chat, there's procrastination, extreme loneliness, hard to handle things. This was from your previous thing of what people
Okay.
had been dealing with.
Procrastination, loneliness, and hard to deal with a lot of things. So overwhelmed, I would imagine. Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. Awesome.
And-
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. That'll help me guide me through my talk, so I'll address those things. So if there's more to come and you guys want to chat something, please do. I want to make this as interactive and really answer questions too. All right. Yay for some that, for all of you that said shared. So I want you to make my promise. I want you to be open-minded and willing to look and not take action and take one action step towards what inspired you with our time together. So be open. And I think I'll get something out of here. So who am I? I am a wife for 25 years now. We just celebrated 25th anniversary, mom of 4, a struggling coaching business, overwhelmed with financial stress, and a body that was keeping me from feeling lethargic and stuck. And I felt I was losing control, stuck and depleted. I could no longer sweep things under the rug like I mentioned. I started out as a personal trainer back in the early 2000s, a fitness coach in 2001 when no one knew what coaching was. Emotional eating coach. Then I went into nutritional endocrinology because I really wanted to understand Hashimoto's, thyroid, adrenal fatigue, and I knew this was all hormonal, and I also knew it was stress related. And so I was studying nutrition and hormonal balance through nutrition. And then once I got that, because I like to learn, there was still this other piece, and this was the piece within me that was the soul piece. It was like, no matter how much I learned, no matter how much I tried to figure out everything I needed to know to help someone, I just felt empty, and that was the energy medicine piece. And I went to school for 3 years out in Boston, to be an energy medicine practitioner and really focus on life mastery coaching. And that's where I'm at today, and feel like within me, it was the best thing I did for my life, for my family, for my kids, for my husband, and for my career, and for helping the masses of women that are feeling emotionally exhausted, overwhelmed, burnt out, and all of that. So, but always in some way, I felt empty prior to that, not good enough, and then I didn't know enough or smart enough. I had that whole inner critic going on, that not good enough. And this kept me in that striving and pushing and accomplishing and wanting to learn more, but it was always lackluster because I always thought the body is fascinating. I always wanted nutritional endocrinology and all that, but I was like, oh, I don't want to learn about hormones and the sequences and the hypothalamus with the thyroid to the adrenal and all those hormones and cortisol and all that, which I do know, but it wasn't exciting to me, but I thought I had to know it. I thought, to be successful, I got to know all of it. And so that whole feeling of unworthiness just kept coming and being shameful because I didn't know it all, but I didn't know that those were the two main feelings. So the good news was that these were my invisible defenses. They were my blind spots I never saw or felt. Therefore, I could not shift it. So now that I know better, I do better, and I feel so much better. I find that missing piece. We are going on family trips for fun locations. This was huge for me to just go and enjoy and say yes, that I'm worthy enough to go on nice big vacations. This was us right before we went on whitewater rafting. I should have been in red. This would have been a much more prettier picture. This was us at the Glacier Park, National Glacier Park. But we had the income that contributed to the family. So that was one of my unworthiness, that I have to be successful to be worthy. And I never felt successful enough. And so my amount of income to share to the family really drove me to that whole drive, learn more, be more successful, and a whole. But once I filled that energetically and worked through that, the business rose, and I was able to pay off our house, buy my daughter a car, and shift out of the scarcity and survival mode of life. It was huge impact for me to work through that unworthiness piece. Now after finding the missing piece, exercise more regularly, and it's not something that I feel like I have to do. It's something I truly want to do. I desire to do it, and that is the energetic, impactful shift I made. Feel worthy, feel enough, and know that I matter. And that's one thing I teach a lot of women, is that you're enough and that you matter. And not to get that intellectually, but to actually feel that down into the cellular level, to your soul. I learned to trust myself and not live in the fear or absolute control, but live from faith and action. Now it's your turn. Yay. So the promise is, the good news is these are all just energy leaks in your energy system, and we are going to help you through that. But the reality is, you've probably done most of the right things. You have. I know you guys. I know who my clientele. You guys are achievers and go-getters, and you're going to go and learn and just tell me what to do, Amy. Okay, that's usually what my clientele are like. The process to rapidly shift out of burnout and move into a life of happiness, fulfillment, and ease. What you do need is the right process to connect in the right order. So that's why all the books, the antidepressants, the workshops, sleeping pills, seminars, anti-anxiety meds, systems, time management. I have doctorates in psychology come to me. I have had counselors come to me. I've had social workers come to me to work on that spiritual piece, this energetic piece that's missing, because they know it. So I'm just sharing that. I know you guys have worked on this. I know you've read the self-help books. I know you've been to your doctors. I know you have been to workshops. I know this. So you have not worked out. You felt dissatisfied and frustrated. You're like, I feel better, but it's not there yet. And you know that because your soul is quietly telling you that you're there, that you can get there. So you just need to find that right process to the specific soulful self of you. So the first step in this process is to stop the invisible energy leaks. So identify the low chronic stress. So here women become numb out to the sensations of body, because you guys are go-getters. You just push forward, you go, and you do, because it's in your nature to do it. It's what excites you. It's achieve, you know, you like to achieve. So, but it can be overwhelming, and it can be, so the pendulum can be like, you're so overwhelmed, you're like, why bother? It'll never all get done, or it'll never be perfect enough. And so then there's that procrastination piece. So slow drip of stress hormones activated slowly wears down your body, eventually causing nagging issues such as colds, low sex drive, brain fog, fatigue, and energy. Which system? So like I talked about, that low frequency vibration, once it's low, it manifests into the body as colds, it can manifest as adrenal fatigue, it can manifest as autoimmune, thyroid, Hashimoto's, Graves, it can manifest as anything. But when you're in this low vibration, you have these energy leaks. And this high vibration, you have this strong aura around you that's protecting you, and you're connected to your soul. And when you're happy and joyful and living from purpose and totally, if it's not, you can be healthy and vibrant and happy and alive and fruitful and enjoying life. But as soon as you have these energy leaks, this is where you get stuck. This is where it's unhappy, unhealthy, and you go down that path. Initially, it starts as a racehorse, turns into the workhorse and flatliner. So this is what a racehorse looks like. In your 20s and 30s, you're a multitasker at top speed, noticing brain fog, can't fall asleep right away, maybe you're kind of exasperated. You continue to push yourself because you're still accomplishing, striving, and you're having a level of success. So there's no reason to quit. You know, you can still do it, and you have the energy, and you're just a little annoyances with the sleep and stuff. But then after like 5, 6 years, maybe 10, you become the workhorse, and you gain weight, low sex drive, underactive thyroid, you're waking in the 1 to 3 a.m. hour, your liver needs attention, your heart pounding in the middle of the night, that's thyroid, anxiety refuses to go away, and you're always feeling frustrated. But you're a workhorse, you can get, excuse my French, you can get shit done. You know, you're not a quitter, you're gonna go do it. You might wait till last minute, but you're going to go do it. But then after maybe 45, maybe 40, 45, 50, 55, right in that age group, just depends on what a mover and shaker you were, you can go into flatliner, and that is chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, insomnia, you're simply exhausted, you wake up as tired as when you lay down, you have sugar and salt cravings, and it might take you an entire year. You might be in like stage 3, maybe stage 4 of adrenal fatigue. It might take you a whole year to really get out of that. So living your defense more than living your authentic soul energy, there's a disconnection, and that's where stress comes. It's realizing fully what's going on is slowly draining you. So underneath, you feel physically fatigued, emotionally burned, spiritually depleted, and you have that body, mind, spirit disconnection. Because no matter how disciplined you are about cleaning up your diet, taking your nutritional supplements, getting regular exercise, getting enough sleep, and I have a lot of yogis, so if you're even doing yoga and you're like, you've done all this, you're like, and I have very healthy people come to me, physically healthy people come to me, and they're doing yoga. And if you're a yogi, you go on the mat and you can let go, but you can't take it with you in life. And that's because of the things I'm going to explain in just a bit of why that is. So you can be doing all the right things, but you're not looking at the emotional and mental body, and specifically the energetic body piece, that process that the symptoms won't go away. That's because of what is called blocked chakras. So a chakra is a subtle electromagnetic energy that we all have. Science has proved it. We have 2.5 or 2.4 gigahertz of energy around us. That's what you maybe heard as auras, and might be more hippie 60s, all these auras. But now science has proved that we have auras, and we have this energy field around us. And this is our energy of our chakras. And that's just fact now. There's no like voodoo about it. That's been proven now. So you're flowing through, this magnetic energy is flowing through you, and this magnetic energy is carrying your thoughts, your emotions, and your feelings. So I want you to pause right now. Take a breath. And just feel your body. You might be in your head trying to understand everything, but see if you can feel the feet planted on the earth. Come down into your heart and just feel from your heart. And see if you can identify what you're feeling. You may not. You're just feel, I'm fine. I'm just listening. You may not feel like anything. That's okay. Or you might feel like relaxed, maybe excited because you're making some connections, whatever it may be. But pause and just feel this. There's a magnetic. Now, another thing you can do is if I'll have everyone just go like this with your hands, and then you can flip. Just flip. You're going to go one hand and close them. Can I show it here? One hand. Okay, so you can see this. And just do this for a bit for me. I'm going to have you feel your chakras. Okay? And then bring it here and just feel that energy in between your hands. And just start to spread it out till you can't feel it, and then bring it back in. I'm an energy medicine practitioner with my hands. These will go way out, but usually people are here. Some people are right here. This is that magnetic energy flow. And we have chakras actually in the center of our hands, and there's usually no blocks in these chakras, so you usually can feel it. Did everyone get a chance to do that? So feel that. That's the chakras. And so there's 7 energy centers located in your body, and each chakra represents an aspect of your life. It's huge, you guys. It's huge, and this is all new to many of you. Just know that there's energy systems, and these energy systems connect to an aspect of your life. Chakras are where people's problems show up, since they hold both the potential of the human being here, your infinite potential to take and grasp and accomplish and do and love and happy and joy and vibrancy and dreams and being fulfilled and all that. But it's also where the wounds are held as well. And this quote by Lisa Campion, she was one of my teachers at school. She's author of the Arctic of Psychic Reiki. So thought life is the cause of 87% of health ailments. I think Dr. Hyman, Mark, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember. He has a bestseller, but he'll say like 93% of thought life is caused from health ailments. I took from Dr. Bruce Lipton. He says 87. So our thoughts are mainly controlled by our subconscious, which is largely formed before the age of 6. You cannot change the subconscious mind by just thinking about it. So something just happened the other day, and I thought this would be a perfect example. Are you game for a story, ladies? Okay, give you an example. Okay, so here I am. It's afternoon. I had a really fun, exciting day with a girlfriend. We went and did a few things down in the local little town, went to an art gallery, crystal shop, and had so much fun. My husband happens to come home early, like 4:15. I'm like, oh my gosh, so excited to share the stuff with him. I'm like, oh, I had so much fun, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know why, got right in the kitchen and started wanting to make supper. And okay, he usually doesn't make supper, but I'm like, okay, that's nice, but I really want to talk. So, and I'm sharing, and he's in the kitchen inquiring, and I'm like sitting on the couch, working on this, getting this ready for you guys. And I put it down, and I just want to chat. And then all of a sudden, I got really quiet. I was getting frustrated. I was getting mad because I wanted his attention. We have time. We don't have to rush off to anything and get kids anywhere in the evenings, all of that. So frustration, anger, kind of pissy, kind of like, come on. And anyway, so I get really quiet, and I get just angry. So I'm like, okay, Amy, let's work through this. I really want to figure out what this is. So I go into my bedroom, and I do my energy thing to what the techniques I teach to all of you, and I do it, and I'm journaling down some things. And I find that when I was younger, when my parents grew up on a farm, so they were always busy, and when I really wanted to share something with them, I felt dismissed. And I felt that I wasn't good enough for their attention. I was like, what else can I do to get their attention, whatever. And I had the exact same feeling on the couch when I was trying to share something fun and exciting with my husband that I was feeling frustrated and angry about. But I went in and I looked at the pattern, because when I was a kid, when I felt dismissed, I didn't know, I just felt like they didn't want to talk to me or didn't want to hear what I had to say as a kid. I would isolate, I would get mad, I would zip up, and I'd go to my room and pout. And as an adult, I would like not to say that I'm a pouter, but I do have a little poor me in me, and I do pout a little bit when it comes to things. Full disclosure. we're all human beings. We all have our faults. So I'm just airing them out to you. So anyway, but I got it. And then here's the thing I'm going to show you later on of how to resolve that. So I was frustrated and angry, but underneath, under Bruce Lipton, our subconscious, we largely formed by age 6. You cannot change by thinking about it. I had to go and do my energy piece. I had to do certain techniques and connect with what was it that was really pissing me off rather than just be mad at my husband. It was me. It was me. It was my issue. And I can stay mad and angry, or I can work on me. So whenever you're not happy, feeling unfulfilled, stuck, your energy, passion, joy, interface, all a drip, and it's all depleting because you're not connected to that soul piece. So what is causing you to flatline workhorse, racehorse? Okay, these are the vows. You need to identify. Here's where they'll leak your energy, where procrastination probably comes in, where overwhelm can come in all the different things that have been on there that was listed. When not broken down, you may do disharmony in the body and take away your joy. So let's see where you fit in. Your defense, and I'll get into that, is a mask creating by vowing against and rejecting your true self. So my true self was I felt dismissed, I was angry, but I'm going to show you what vow I carried that kind of kept me in the pouty point. So this vowing deprives you of your true soul energy, and it creates an energy drainer. So the vows here keep you trapped, deeply unconscious in your blind spots. They hide your authentic soul, your true soul, self, your life force energy drainer. And they're usually always or never statements. Here's the kicker here, guys. Vows are hardwired in the central nervous system. They're beyond beliefs. Beliefs like a vow could be, I vow to never smile. But the belief is, I believe that it's not, not to be rude, that I want to be nice. So I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be confrontational. That's not very nice of me. But that's the belief, not to be rude. But the vow is, I vow never to show my anger, or I vow to always smile. And so if you want to be rude and you have a vow that says never be angry or always put a smile on your face, that's going to be in the central nervous system, and it's hardwired and it's remembered emotionally. So when you were young, to be safe, to get love in your family, to be accepted in school or whatever, family, school, whatever it was, you vowed against being yourself and being your true self. I'll take the smile. So emotionally, you remembered putting a smile on your face versus getting angry got you a lot further with mom and dad, or a lot further with the teacher, or a lot further with cousin so-and-so or whatever. And that energetically locked into the central nervous system. It's an energetic lock hold in the central nervous system. So the mind says it's thinking, but really it's a reaction to an old trauma or vow that relives the past and in the present. We just grow up and we still live by these vows, and that's why our soul is so far connected. That's why we're so unhappy, because what worked for us when we were younger, by denying our true self and putting this mask of vow and the smile, instead of just saying, hey, that's not fair and I'm kind of angry about that, you just smile and okay, and shoved it down. And we do that as adults. Am I making sense, ladies? Please tell me I'm making sense. Can you chat on there? Say yes, maybe, or no. So a vow is what blocks our chakra. Living with these vows sabotages your efforts. So you may struggle with weight, you may struggle with your health, you may struggle with money, relationships, career, or faith. It's going to be one of those things, okay? It's going to be one of those things. So this is where your low chronic stress builds up and burnout begins to manifest, and life feels like all work. How many feel like life's all work and you just want to run away, you feel trapped, you don't know where to go, and you just isolate and shut down? Anyone? Do we get any comments, Liz? Anyone want to share it? You guys can unmute and just share. I would love to hear what you guys are, what you are vowing against, or what is it? Weight, health, money, career, relationships? If you can identify with one of these, just put in the chat box or unmute. Where you feel burnt out. And in relationships, you may not feel burnt out. You just may feel really stuck, like the relationship is just becoming more distant and you just don't know what to do about it. And that's why I say, come work on you. Okay?
There's a yes and all the time to relating to what you're talking about, and then another comment of weight and health.
Weight and health. Okay, so you can see the vows towards efforts towards weight and health. Okay, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so examples of the vows. So I talked about vow to never be, the middle one, I vow to always be, smile. But there's a vow to never ask for my needs to be met. So I'm going back to my story with Tom the last week, and I'm feeling dismissed. And I recognize that feeling as a kid, and I'm like living it into it as an adult now. I'm like, okay, I have a vow. I don't like the feeling dismissed. So what do I need? I need to ask for my needs to be met. And that would mean that I'd actually have to ask Tom to sit down, and I want to share, and I want to tell him all this stuff, but I'm already feeling frustrated, angry, and dismissed, and blah, blah, blah. So that, when I'm feeling that mucky, that means I have to be vulnerable. Okay? And right then and there, I wrote, no fucking way. Because I just couldn't do it at the moment. Okay? Can anyone relate to that? You just say no fucking way, or excuse my French, or no way. You're just not going to be vulnerable. Because how many have you read all the Brene Brown books? The Gifts of Imperfection. I even have Daring to Be Great. And she talks about shame, she talks about vulnerability, and you've probably read it and you're going, oh my gosh, that's so me, I can relate. But did you ever do anything? Have you ever allowed yourself to be vulnerable? Because no freaking way, because that would mean you could break a vow. And if you're going to break a vow that's totally stuck in your central nervous system, and you've always survived and done it and lived it, and it's been safe to not be vulnerable, and you've accomplished and succeeded by not being vulnerable, but you're so unhappy and unfulfilled, the last thing you ever want to do is be vulnerable. And so there you have this whole lock, and that chakra is blocked by this vow. It says, no fucking way am I going to be vulnerable. I'm not going to break that vow. And there's the conundrum. So then you just stay on the hamster wheel of burnout. You stay on the hamster wheel of safety and security and what you know. Because how would it be if life was totally easy and you weren't overwhelmed? It would feel really strange. And believe it or not, there's people that peace and ease, if it lasts a long time, you're like, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. And then you'll create overwhelm to feel more comfortable, because it's more comfortable to feel the overwhelm because it's more familiar. And then I just rock your boat, because you're like, no way, that can't be possible. I don't want to overwhelm. That's not familiar. It might be. I'm not saying it is for you, but for some, that is true statement. For others, it might not be. Am I making sense? I kind of want to unmute everybody, and I want to just connect. I'll just share the rest of these vows, and then I want to stop and pause and make sure I'm making sense, and if you can relate to this. I vow to never be selfish. I vow to always smile. I vow to always be in control. I vow to emotionally do my best to achieve success at all costs. So I'm going to stop the share for a moment here, and I want to connect with you guys. What do we got going on? Is if you feel comfortable to unmute yourself and share, I'd love to hear where you're at with these vows, because it's huge. This is not what's talked about. It's not, because it's all this stuff in the chakras, and it's an energy lockdown. We got anything going on in the chat? Anyone willing? Let's see. All right. We'll go back to share. Let's see. I think this is where I was at. Oh, whoops. Okay, so, whoops. I gotta go find where I'm at. Okay, here we are. Okay, so you have these vows. Okay, so Missy, I've seen Missy now. She came to me about 5 years ago, but she keeps coming to me off and on because as situations come up, she finds another vow and we work through it. So one of her main vows that came up recently is a vow to never ask for my needs. Um, I'll go into defenses in a little bit, but she's a racehorse, fatigue, gut issues, rashes at the time. This was many years ago, undiagnosed, well, 5 years ago. Thyroid issues, no deep connection with friends, emotionally drained, unhappy, felt stuck in her career. She just wanted to be happy and feel a sense of worth and lose weight. And she says, Amy helps you uncover the mysteries of what's holding you back. She teaches alternative ways you won't find in Western medicine. So her vow is never to ask for her needs. So dislodging the vow, aware of the thoughts and feelings, like I just kind of shared how I had to go back in and just process, kind of open my chakras, seventh chakra literally, and connect and see what was going on when I was sitting on the couch feeling frustrated and angry. So recognize the thoughts, identify the feelings, okay? Here's a book that I give a lot of people when you can't identify the feelings. It's called Dear Universe. And it actually goes, and I give this to, if you take my manifestation class, I actually buy this book and gift it to you guys. But it has a list of feelings and definitions because I know there's a lot of you that you don't know what you feel. You just feel something, but you can't put words to it. So this book helps you put words to it. So you can identify thoughts and feelings. What's the motivation, the action behaviors? Like I said, I isolate, I zip up, I go in my room. That is a natural behavior for me when I'm mad and angry. The body doesn't distinguish between physical stress and mental and emotional. So if you have a crunch for a deadline for a project and you feel that panic or you are a procrastinator and wait till the last minute because you need that stress energy for things to click. I'm that way. I get that. Or you volunteer and you dislike the work. It's the same energy as if you saw a bear while hiking and you either had a fight or flight. And you're going to fight and charge and release that energy, or you're going to run out. And that's the same energy as if you stay in front of your computer and you work on that project and finish that deadline. But you're not moving the energy and lifting and shifting, it's staying stuck. So you need to distinguish between the physical stress, the emotional stress, and the spiritual stress. So Missy was able to distinguish these differences and distinguish these vows to heal her health issues, gained her confidence as a woman, mom, wife, daughter, business owner. She now owns her dream lake home. She feels financially secure. She enjoys her job that no longer depletes her and stands up for herself. So when we did an energy healing, she's and worked through these chakras and worked through these vows. She also had the vow of a vow to never be selfish, and that was really hard for her. So she thought, and she wrote, I thought that taking care of myself was selfish, but it actually was regaining my dignity. When we opened up her third chakra and she could stand in her power, and she was ready to voice it out, she saw this. The message came to her in a magazine and it resonated and it shifted her impactfully because we worked the energy of the chakras to unlock some of these deeper vows. What a difference a switch to wording can make, and to make it even more funny, I don't feel that way anymore. She doesn't feel that way anymore. It's gone. That's the power of working with your chakras. I think whatever you did with my throat, she tells me, because I did a fifth chakra rebuild on her throat, has changed me so many things in my life. I actually speak up for myself and I ask for help. And we did the throat chakra. She had a sore throat for, I think, 10 days. And she was pretty mad at me. I'm like, just take some, I gave her some essential oils and then that happened. And that is by coming in and working through her chakras, working through the energy medicine, working through the vows, working through her defenses, and stepping into her soul quality, which I'm going to keep talking about in a little bit. But I really wanted to share, when you work these chakras and you unblock that energy system that's locked down, things happen that you cannot explain. Like her dream lake home, the way that process and happened, that's kind of uncalled for when we're on the lake she lives on. So it's kind of cool stuff when you can work with your energy system. 5 defense. Step 3 is identifying one of the 5 defenses that leak your energy system. How we engage in your work, society, family, friends, relationship, world, we use this defense and it can deplete you. It creates an energy invisible wall. The 5 defenses that drain your energy create your vows, and they block your chakras. So you have a rule keeper, people pleaser, poor me, your enforcer, kind of a bully or kind of pushy, manipulator, or a charmer. You kind of know how to charm your way through things, or fear. These are the 5 defenses that we use to feel safe in the world, to feel loved in the world, to get ahead in the world, whatever it is. These are the defenses. So the rule keeper. You're a perfectionist, ruthless. You have a ruthless inner critic. I have a ruthless inner critic. Rather be right than be happy. You need to have 6 good emotions. You feel content, sad, frustrated, detached, focused, and interested. So with my knowledgeable achievers that have the rule keeper defense, I make sure we have this book when we're talking, or you have the book, because you need to identify the feelings, because you really do. Frustrated is what you feel a lot of. You can be very focused. You can be sad, and right now you might feel content. And when I said you kind of not feeling anything, it might just be content. You go, I must, you should, it ought, kind of like figuring out solutions. And you're a fixer. You rarely express emotions, let alone publicly. Your accountants, your engineers, management, IT people, if you kind of know any of those, they're pretty like straightforward people. Life in the rule keeper defense all work. Your inner voice is ruthless, and you fear not being good enough. That's the core wound. Self-sabotage, being highly self-critical, never good enough, done enough, have enough, and that's what I kept sabotaging myself. And you hold the personal part just out of reach. So you're successful, and you go, oh, I could do. You know what? If I could do that, well then I can do. Do better. I can get that project deadline done sooner. I could add this into the project, or blah blah blah. You're always just changing the bar and never relish in what you just accomplished and really feel the joy. You're like, oh, I can do it better, or more efficient, or more productive, and so you're always upping the ante. You say yes, but, and you use the words appropriate, always, and never. The second energy defense is your enforcer seducer. I use Maleficent here. You fight for a cause that feeds your ego. You use bullying or seduction to get others to comply, and you're a master manipulator, and you probably don't even know it, because I am a charismatic. CL means charismatic leader. That's my soul energy, and I don't even know that I am manipulating until I realized it, and there was a lot of shame through that. But now I'm like, oh, that's me manipulating. I didn't know that was me manipulating. So you may not even recognize it for yourself, and that's okay. You will eventually if we work together. You experience life as a constant battle with the world, your weight, your spouse, your boss, your children. And when I'm talking in large groups and one-on-one with people, I'll even put Oprah Winfrey's picture on here, because what was she always in constant battle with for years and years and years? It was her weight. And she's a charismatic leader. Who is your leader, inspire, you're a motivator, but in defense, you're gonna get your way by doing it defensively or in battle, or you go by ego. So also the enforcer, the seducer, is self-centered. And I always laugh. Okay, I use Oprah too. I go, what did she do? She didn't like it. So what she do? She started her own channel. Okay. And then what did she call it? She called it OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, her own name. So I know she's a charismatic leader because she used her own name, and it might be the brand, but there's a sense of ego in there for her. Okay. I'm just going to put it out there. She's not all saint, but I laugh when I kind of point those things out a little bit. And it's not, and she's not being manipulative. In your core, you're not manipulative. When you're in your charismatic leader, you're not manipulative. But when you're in defense, you're an enforcer or a seducer. So you act like a victim to justify victimizing others and lie. Self-sabotage through addictions. You make battles personal, revengeful, no remorse. And you fear betrayal. So I always ask my I get a lot of knowledgeable achievers and charismatic leaders in the work with, and they're like really close. And so I always, what's worse, you can't trust or you don't feel good enough? And usually they'll say, I can't, it's a hard time for me to trust, or they'll know right away, not feeling good enough. Those are the core wounds of these two soul qualities. So betrayal is really, you lack trust because you've been betrayed. And for me, I never felt betrayed by people. When I was learning this and trying to step into the soul energy of myself and my true self, the betrayal never got to me, but I betray myself all the time. I used to. I was like, never trusted that I could really do what I set out to do. And so therefore that put me as the betrayal is the core wound. Donna here, her main defense was rule keeper and enforcer. Her vow is never to make a mistake and vow to never be soft or show weakness. And her job was sucking the life out of her because she was unappreciated. She pushed and pushed and tried never to make a mistake, but and she held it in. She never showed how upset she was. She never showed her anger. She just kept trying and kept trying. So it affected her health immensely. Her marriage, she had many friends, but really unhappy at the time. It didn't have a deep connection with anybody, spiritually depleted. And she was at that workhorse flatliner stage. She was really very, very unhappy when she came and went to the doctors, told her, different things she could try, but really she was living the rule keeper and the need for control in her life. And so her husband wanted her back. She just wanted her life back. And then she'll share that doing this process has been purely transformational. She has her life back in control over her own destiny. She's not at the whim of other people. So Donna was able to quit her job, create a business she absolutely loved at the time, and it fed her soul. She no longer feels the fatigue, the mental exhaustion, the unhappiness, and knows deep down that she's enough and can learn to trust herself and make good decisions and follow her intuition. This was some work on her part to do that. She created a sense of freedom and ease and joy and feeling her way into the charismatic leader energy that she truly was versus this achiever. She actually is more of a leader. And I think I have some thinkers on here. So I put the thinker defense on here. Is you're always in your head. You're spinning and trying to fix things and find solutions, and you might have a lot of anxiety. That might be where the overwhelm is. Overactive mind, scattered, disorganized, fearful, and disassociated. Thinking is safer than putting your ideas out there, and you have that analysis paralysis where you're just analyzing constantly but never doing anything about it. And I just kept these two pictures up here because you'll see they're very creative people, and creative idealists are funny, and they're playful, and they're full of life. But in defense, they're just in their head and by themselves, and they don't express themselves. You love thinking, you prefer your thoughts to interactions with people. Safer. Primal is fear. You avoid confrontation, aggression, and disagreements. So I had a client, Kelly. She didn't want her picture up here, so I used her business picture here. But she's a thinker defense, and but she's a charismatic leader too, and she's more of a charismatic leader, but she has a creative idealist thinker defense, and she vows to always be successful no matter what she tries, and she vows to give it 110%. So no wonder she burned out. If you have a vow to give 110%, 95% was never going to be good enough. And if you were good, there was a shame about only giving 95% of it. So her job is sucking her life out of her, health issues, extremely stressful, always took it home and felt extremely responsible for all her patients and no boundaries. She was in the workhorse, close to flatliner. She wanted to stop the fear from holding her back and doing what she truly wanted and standing up for herself. She wanted to be better at life. Okay, that's KA, who, it's just so funny. I just want to be better at life. But the passions aligned with her true self are more present mom. That the passions in her life are more of the creative idealist. So doing this process was transformational. She's living her dreams, and it's a big part of it. So what Kelly, by working these vows, that getting out of her thinker defense, by shifting her away from the fear, that was her more debilitating aspect about her, is that she put boundaries up. She could say no a lot easier. She no longer compromised herself to help others. Huge. And a lot of these are the things you do for a people pleaser. I had people pleaser out here, but I kind of looked, I knew a few people that were coming on the call, and I knew they were thinker defense, so I put the thinker defense. But as you can see, people pleasers don't have a lot of boundaries. They compromise themselves to help others as well. But she did it as a rule. The rule says to be a good mom, you do this. A rule says to be a good therapist, you do this. A rule says to be a good daughter, you do this. And she was coming from rule keeper with a lot of fear. People pleaser comes from to do this to people, to actually people please. So once she got out of her own way and stopped trying to fix everything herself, people were now more able to step in their own role and feel success. She says it allows them to feel successful, and she has a more successful team by her stepping away from fear of being unsuccessful, not giving 110%, and walking away and not micromanaging and fixing everything, but allowing her team to do. She's now available for the big things in her life, she says, versus little. Feels less stressed by a lot. She goes, her stress level's gone by exponential because she put boundaries up. She was able to say no and not fear the confrontation or the conflict or what the other people would think of her. Judgment, also huge for all of these women that I gave examples of. Fear of judgment, what others will think, as well as myself. Process that one big time. No more angry bouts at work. No longer carries that energy into her life. Less overwhelmed, less irritable at home and at work, by working through this fear, this thinker defense, this rule keeper defense, by working through the chakras that kept in this hamster wheel, this chronic stress pattern. And she no longer feels trapped in the stress cycle. Excuse me. So how can we connect to our soul, our authentic self, and claim our happiness when we're living our lives with these invisible vows in this defense? Connecting with your soul system. This is a way you feel your way to your soul energy. You break through those vows, you feel the shame, you feel the uncomfortableness of it, and you see the light and feel the light of it. It is not mental gymnastics. It's not learning something more in a book or being able to relate to it and go, oh, that sounds like me. It is you doing the inner chakra work, working on your energy system and feeling those emotions and feelings through your chakras. You uncover the vow, you recognize your defense, it feels and notice habitual behavior pattern, and you have to choose to take a different action. So as I'm sitting in my bed, and I know I need to ask my husband to honor the need that I'd like to have him sit and talk with me, but I was so defensive, I was feeling so dismissed, I was feeling so angry, I couldn't at the moment choose to take a different action. So the following day, or whenever, I said, I got to share something with you. And then I talked to him about how I felt, that it wasn't him, but how I related to, this is how I felt as a kid, and this is where I was dismissed. And I want you to sit here and just talk to me. And I want to share some things with you. So I expressed a need for him to sit, and he was totally fine with it. But in the moment when I was feeling frustrated and angry, I was like, there was just no effing way I was going to do it. But the next time, I need to choose an action before I get that frustrated, that angry, that hurt, and feel that dismissed. Okay? So this is I took a picture, I don't know if you can see it clearly. I was out in Boston at one of Reese's workshop classes, and he has we have this body, the smaller circle is just our body, our physical body, that's how much energy we have. But when we open the chakras, the second, I'm pointing at this like you guys can see me pointing, but the second circle in the middle is these chakras. And as you are working through these chakras and opening them up, you're going to have much more vast energy. You're going to feel much more vast ease and peace when you can let it, because you're connecting. You see this little bigger circle above the top of the body, above that Okay, I'm looking at the second circle, and you'll see a little more bluish circle above the aura field. That you're connecting to that, and that is where infinite possibility, infinite energy, infinite everything, your connection to higher power, God, however your God understanding is when you can open these chakras up as well. And then there's these soul points that I don't even go in with because it's much more deeper. But then you connect to your soul. And as you can see, these energy fields, this third one gets bigger, and then you connect to your soul, and it's even bigger. And if you can break through and open up all these chakras, that soul connects right into, if you can see that line from the soul point, that sun bursting there, and it connects right into your center being. When you connect to your soul, you are opening up, and these valves become dislodged. These defenses go away. You are in your core. And none of us stay in our core 100% all the time. Otherwise, we just ascend and be Jesus Christ. And none of us are close to being Jesus Christ. I mean, his chakras are open. He was ascending and all of that, but connected to soul and all of that. But when we're that closed off of just working from the physical body only, and we open up the chakras and we connect to the soul, that our aura, our energy field opens up so much more. And I can't tell you how much more peace and ease in life gets so much easier and happy and more fulfilled when you are connected with working through these energy systems. So what other women are experiencing? Michaela learned to resist the urge to keep up with the boys and she learned to resist the urge to keep up with the boys and turned quite a surprise. She started enjoying her job again, and she knew that she's enough. She didn't have to push and strive and do that rule keeper and have that wound of I'm not good enough. I'm enough was one of her mottos. I matter was one of her mottos. Her health improved because she was coming to me for adrenal fatigue, working with the doctors and the naturopaths and the functional medicine, but she knew the spiritual piece, this energetic piece was something she needed. She did yoga. She did all of that. So she was letting go of the root issues that were depleting her. Melanie sent me like a couple years later after I worked with her, I had to share with you that my dreams are coming true and you were part of getting me there because we worked through these vows, these chakras, these limiting, these wounds. We worked through the wounds. Shift towards the soul. So you need to shift towards the soul and connect. It's a feeling. It's at the molecular level of your being, and it's your happy place. It's what lights you up. It's life-giving and not life-draining. Dr. Andrea Jewett, studying the architecture of your soul keeps you understanding yourself and become more deeply soulful, more deeply who you really are, and more effective in the world when you can understand the architecture of your soul. So this is a whole nother topic. I do retreats on this. I do 2-day retreats on this. I do workshops on this piece. But this soul expression, I'm mentioning these words, creative idealist, knowledgeable achiever, these are your soul profiles. And they are not personalities or behaviors. They're not the Enneagram. They're not the, what's that one that corporations do to get your personality and see if you're an FI, whatever, with these initials. It's not that. Those are behaviors and personalities. The 5 soul, when I talk soul profiles, I'm talking about your actual soul energy you were born with and that you have purpose to do. It's very powerful. These soul profiles, I work with people, they're life-changing. They were life-changing for me. They're life-changing for my clients. I don't know if I've ever had a client not make kind of a life change when they've understood and lived into their soul profile and their energy. To simplify it, thinkers, feelers, caretakers, achievers, and leaders, to simplify. But it's a whole nother huge topic. You engage your life at your energy system. When I said the creative idealist, the emotional, I didn't have enough time to get into all the defenses. I identified vows, couldn't get into all of them. There's many. But these are the energy systems, and and to know your soul profile. So I just want to give a quick heads up on Janea, charismatic lady. She was a thinker defense. I vowed to get all the work done completed before I get to play. I can relate to that one because lived like that too. Flatliner. She was so exhausted, completely drained, completely unhappy, and felt totally trapped. And she worked on these vows. She thought of the thoughts and feelings, investigated the motivation, the patterns behind the action and feeling. She chose to feel from her deepest calling, take action from your authentic self, her inner knowing. It goes beyond the mental gymnastics into your feelings. We did a meditation to kind of find where her more joyful, her soul quality is, and it was on, for her meditation showed her little girl playing on a swing set. She has a swing hooked on a tree. And so whenever she got into that stress pattern, I would have her, she would literally go and swing on her, and it would energetically shift her out of the vow. And she could play and feel that freedom to play. She was getting some big decisions and she was wanting to manifest something. I'm showing you a second one to manifest something. I said, quit thinking about it, get out of your thinker defense, and you need to go play. So she did. She went and played, and this is what she got this place to start her business out of her home. She has this beautiful location. This picture does not do it justice, but she was able to create her dream business at her dream location. Her energy came back, no more brain fog, no longer feeling stuck and depleted. And at the time, her enthusiasm and full of joy. She was so happy. And that was when I was just saying, you got to go play. You got to get out of your defense. You got to break that vow because there's no more work to done. It's out of your control. All you can do is give it to God of your understanding, higher power, and you need to stay in the vibration and keep your chakras open. And to do that, you need to go play right now. And so she did after yoga. I remember that day. I said, you need to go play. And she did. She went and played. And there was, I think, 4 people wanting this place, and she had the lowest bid and she got it. She had the lowest bid, she got it. That is how powerful when you work your chakras and it can shift that low vibration into a higher vibration frequency. I have story after story about those different things. Put it all together, identify the low chronic stress, understand the patterns, identify the vows, identify the defenses, and know what your soul quality is in working through your chakra systems, learning your soul profile, learning your purpose, stepping in your, and I want to make clear, your career is not your purpose. Your career is not your purpose. Doesn't need to be. So you just need to know what your purpose is and do it. You can do it in any part of your life and stepping out of defense and into your core. So what is it going to take to make that all work? 5 simple processes. You need mentorship. So I want everyone to take your hand behind your head and then look to the right and look to the left. Do you ever see your hand? These are the blind spots. These are the things that you cannot see. And the only way to do that is to work with someone else. Doesn't need to be me, but it needs to be someone and to work on the energy field. It's a mentor is a corner to show you your blind spots, guide you through the defenses, your invisible walls, help you shift the triggers within you that says otherwise, and course correct as you naturally drift off, because those vows are rain. So you're naturally going to want to go back into it, and you need someone to course correct. You need someone to guide you and to work through those chakras. So how much is it really going to cost you doing this by yourself? To spend the next 12 months figuring this all on your own? Because I tell you, I have a girlfriend that came to me 2 years ago and with health issues and feeling stuck and depressed and burnt out. And she just came again this past week. And it was the same vows, you guys, different situation, different circumstances, different life events, but it was the same freaking vows. And she says, just tell me what to do. Well, I know not to be selfish. I know that I got to take care of myself. And she's going to all these doctors to help her with her health issues. And they're all saying stress, all the blood work, everything's coming out normal. Nothing is, because it hasn't manifested into a real severe issue, even though it's very painful. And for 4 months, she's dealt with this, and I feel really bad for her, but they're all saying stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And we identified, she could feel it right in her 3rd chakra. I had her let out her anger. She couldn't. I had her let out her voice. She couldn't scream. The vow never to show your anger as a child is stuffed down. A vow to never raise your voice is stuffed down. A vow to never be selfish, stuffed down. A vow to never honor your needs and speak up for what you need with certain people. She can with others, but certain people, she couldn't. It was all these vows. And I know her. She's a good friend of mine. And so I know she's going to just want to do it herself and figure it out herself. And I'm telling you, I used to do it too, but not until you work the chakras in this energy system and work these vows can you release it. Otherwise, the hamster you might change it into a different hamster wheel, but it's still the hamster wheel. So stay tired, frustrated, blah, or you can identify and challenge your uncovered vows and defenses, rewire your nervous system. I recommend these, and grab a soul shift discovery session. And if you make a call tonight, if you sign up for a soul discovery session tonight, and I'll give you the website to go to, I will do a soul profile on you and share with you what your soul profile is. I'll do a reading on you. So if you sign up tonight for a complimentary discovery session, I will do also a soul profile energy reading for you. But we are going to go and figure out your vow. We're going to figure out and to give you a path. That I have so many people that have that discovery session that just kind of walk out and already have a lot in aha. So what could be possible for you if you're committed to looking and stepping into the flow of your life versus living in your resistance? What would it take to make an impactful energetic shift, and how can I help you? So if you're ready to, recharge, reconnect, connect to that soul, break through some of this stuff, three choices. You can do nothing and take all this information and go to bed. I get you. It's okay. And I did that. I would go to the workshops, I would listen to webinars, and I would go, oh, that's good. I can do that. I can work on that. And I did that for 10 years. And I shared my story. It didn't work. You can take this information, work this on yourself, and you'll get some soft spots. Like if you have the vow of selfish, you can get there. But once you get hardcore and it feels, and you're up against a rock and you need to be selfish and take time, I hope that you can. But you will find naturally something will come into your life. Oh no, I got to go do that instead. You will attract things to guide you away from that vow to live that vow of not being selfish. You will be so automatic. You'll get a phone call distracting you, or you'll get a deadline coming up and like, nope, I got to do that. I mean, it's energy, it's vibration. So things are going to come at you. So until you can break through that vow. Or you can click right now and allow me to guide you to that personal transformation and through that energy discovery session. And this isn't for you if you're just looking for free information, a few nuggets to try out because I feel like I gave you them. Or I have no desire to make a change in your life. If that's you, then this discovery session isn't for you. But if you are committed to creating a happier, energetic lifestyle for you and your family, if you have a long-term commitment of level 10 and you're just done, you're like where I was, I'm just so depleted, so unhappy, and like my other clients who've done everything they can think of, and they're still that unhappy, that overwhelmed, that stuck, that unfulfilled, then I suggest, if you're serious, we can do it. I can almost guarantee, I want to say and guarantee we'll do your impactful energetic shift. It just happens when you're open to receiving. And that's one thing I said in the very beginning, is be open-minded. So if you're serious, go to amyLundberg.com/apply, and you'll just fill out a quick couple questions, and then you can pick a time slot to have your complimentary discovery session. These are some of the other women that I've worked with. My energy is coming back. I am valuable and worthy. I broke down my invisible walls. I feel happiness and joy. I'm feeling so much more every day. No, not for anything but joy. So my gift to you, if you're wanting support, if you're truly wanting to release that resistance and shift out of burnout, because I get it. It is not fun to be in there. It is not fun in not having a legit path out and you're just spinning your wheels. Then grab this energy, soul shift energy session with me, and we will break through the defenses. We will find the vows, we'll guide you through that. And if you want further support, if you sign up today, I will do a soul profile reading on you, which are totally fun and eye-opening, and like you'll feel like I'm reading your mind. I'm not. I just reading your energy. So go to amyLundberg.com/apply. Okay. So, or you can call me 218-841-7086. Give me a call, or text me. I can do that too. But I want to answer any questions. Who's still on? We got a lot of people still on. You stayed with me the whole time. Oh my gosh, thank you, ladies. What questions do you have? I would love to answer them. I shared a ton. I'm hoarse. I forgot to grab some water. But let me know. It's amylundberg.com/apply if you want to get on there and get a soul profile reading along with the discovery session. If I do the soul profile reading, it's probably a good hour. It won't be just 45 minutes. All right, Edith, Patty, Rosemary, Tina, Liz, any questions? The person on the iPhone, any questions? And you can unmute yourself and ask, did you guys find this useful? What did you think of it? What questions do you have? What resonated with you? What did you get an aha? What can I help you with in the moment since you're here on the call? That I can help you right now. I'm game. I think I helped you a lot already by giving some things, but
Amy, should we unmute everyone? Just see
yeah,
if
sure.
they're just
Go ahead.
having. Okay.
And if anyone has background music, noise, we can always mute back up. Edith, how'd it go for you? Person on iPhone? All right. Hello?
Tina
Hello?
was asking where are you located? Sorry.
Oh, I am located in Minnesota, northern Minnesota, Detroit Lakes. And I do online, Skype. I do long distance energy healings. So I work with people from all over. Rosemary says, it was very helpful, Amy. You're so welcome, Rosemary. I see iPhone gal noise from her. Are you trying to say something? Can you share your name so I don't say iPhone girl?
This was Pam. I was just trying to let you know it didn't give me the option to put a name in.
Oh, okay. Oh, on the iPhones. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
it doesn't. You have any questions, Pam?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Good. Did everyone get something out of it? I feel like no one talks about the chakras in the energy system, and that is huge in the healing process of just helping you out of the emotional exhaustion and unknown and fear and everything I talked about. Cool. All right. So if no one has any questions or wants to share anything, I want to thank you all for being on this call with me, this masterclass with me. It was an actual true joy to share with you. And I hope you guys grab a discovery session because I'd love to just really dive in and help you guys. I feel very passionate about it, and I just know how helpful it has been for me, how helpful it's been for hundreds of my clients, and how helpful it can be. And Liz even did it, and that was really fun to watch Liz grow and shift. It was actually quite beautiful. Especially did an energy, one of her energy healings was amazing. I'll never forget it. She just glowed with this magenta pink. It was just beautiful. So anyways, thanks everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful night. Enjoy, have a good night's sleep, and I'll talk to you again hopefully soon. Stay in touch. Bye.